Welcome back to M&A Ambassadors, Becoming the USP, the Ultimate Sales Professional. Now, in this 10th video in the objection handling series, I'm going to summarize the 7-step process and bring in 4 completely different objections, and I'll fit it into the same structure to show you why this is a universal structure and a powerful one to master. Bear in mind, I'm not giving you answers to these 4 objections. Every kind of objection will require its own specific answer. I'm showing you that you can go through the same process regardless of the objection. So, objection 1, something you always hear, which is, I think the prices are too high. So, let's go through the 7-step process. Ahmed, I can see this is important for you. Is that the only thing stopping you from going ahead? Client says, well, yeah, that's what's stopping me from going ahead. So, Ahmed, when you say the prices are very high, what exactly do you mean? Let them talk. Once they've talked, pause, 1 second, good eye contact, and then say, I understand. Some of my best investors initially felt the same, but it actually surprised them to discover, give the answer. Does that answer your question satisfactorily? Well, yeah, that answers my question. Ahmed, in that case, how would you like to make the down payment? Or why don't we finish the paperwork on this so we can discuss next steps? Shall we? So that is the 7-step process that you will use for the price objection. Now, let's say the client tells you the payment plan is very aggressive. Many of the others have got a 1% plan. This is aggressive. So I'll turn around and say, Ahmed, it's important that payment plans are good for you to make money. Now again, good neutralizer. Is that the only thing stopping you from going ahead? Well, yeah, that's what's stopping me from going ahead. So Ahmed, when you say the payment plan is too aggressive, what exactly do you mean? Listen, pause, and then say, I understand. Some of our best investors initially felt the same, but it actually surprised them to discover, give the answer. So Ahmed, does that answer your question satisfactorily? Well, yeah, you've answered my question satisfactorily. Well, in that case, why don't we just finish the paperwork on this, shall we? So I can tell you what happens next. Or, well, it's not really answered my question. So Ahmed, what else do we need to take care of so you could own this opportunity? That's the 7-step process. Let's look at a third example. The location of this project is not attractive. It's very far from the city center. So I'll turn around and say, Ahmed, it's important that location is good. Is that the only thing stopping you from going ahead? Well, yeah, that's what's stopping me from going ahead. So Ahmed, when you say the location is far, what exactly do you mean? How far do you actually think we are? Once the client has given you the answer, say, I understand. Many of the families living in that community initially felt the same, but it actually surprised them to discover, give the answer. Does that answer your question satisfactorily? So, well, yeah, that answers my question. Well, Ahmed, in that case, why don't we just finish the paperwork on this so I can explain what happens next, shall we? So you see, it really doesn't matter what is the objection. This 7-step process is universal. It will keep you in control and nicely tie the client in so that it leads you towards the closure. I'll give you one more example and you will see literally there is no objection that cannot be put into this process. Dubai is a bubble. I'll again turn around and say, Ahmed, I'm glad you brought that up. Or I can see this is a valid concern. Is that the only thing stopping you from going ahead? Well, yeah, that's what's stopping me from going ahead. So Ahmed, when you say Dubai is a bubble, what exactly do you mean? Listen, after they've explained, I'll say, I understand. Many of our investors initially felt the same, but it actually surprised them to discover, give the answer. So Ahmed, does that answer your question satisfactorily? Well, yeah, that answered my questions. So Ahmed, in that case, which unit would you like to lock in? Or how would you like to make the down payment? Or let's finish the paperwork on this so I discuss what happens next. Shall we? That's how you would do the process. So it really will not matter what is the objection. Yes, one point I will make here is a good structure by itself doesn't help. You need a good answer. So it really depends on which is the objection, which is why I'm not giving you a specific answer. We'll do about 18 to 20 different objections and techniques after these in the next videos. This is just for you to understand the process, get it clear in your head, practice it. You only now need to fit into it the technical answer for the specific question. Thank you for joining us on this episode of M&A Ambassadors, Becoming the USP, the Ultimate Sales Professional.